After talking with my coach last night, I decided I'm going to start a new remote business. So this video, I'm going to show you how to go about the initial phases of setting up an LLC, getting a domain so that you can start a website, and how I'm going to set up Google so that I can eventually start to email people to generate leads. Very basic stuff, but hopefully it'll show you that it's not as difficult as you think to start up a business. You don't need to go pay somebody. I know sometimes you'll see websites of, we'll set up the LLC for you, we'll get the domain and all that set up. It's not that tough. Hopefully this will help you with that, and it'll unlock some thoughts in your brain of things that you could do to maybe start your own business so that you could start living remote. Currently, I have the cleaning business, which allows me to make a living. I can currently live remote, but it is kind of fragile and I want more money coming in. So what I'm going to do is, with this new business, it's still going to be cleaning related. So how it's going to work is, if somebody calls a cleaning company, say they call Johnny's Cleaning Company, and I don't answer because I'm on a job. This was a very common problem when I was in the field, when I was cleaning houses to get this business started. I wasn't able to answer phones all the time. And if you miss a lead, a lot of times they're just going to call the next person on the list that they see through the ads. So what will happen is they call, and now I will have AI automate this through Jobber. So they will be able to get an immediate quote sent to them and they can accept it. And then the cleaning service will be able to just call them and schedule it. So they're not missing out on leads. So this is something that's going to be scalable. I can take this nationwide. I will eventually show how to set this all up through Jobber once I figure this all out. This is just the initial phases of getting the business started. I will show you the progression as it goes. Maybe it leads to nothing. Maybe it leads to a bunch of stuff. It's definitely a useful tool because, like I said, when I was out in the field and I couldn't answer the phone, a lot of those cleaning jobs I missed out on would have been $300-400. So just having this one service would have, who knows what could happen with that. So that's the premise of the business. I will keep you updated as things go. This initial video is just to show the very basic stuff, getting the LLC, getting the domain, and then setting up Google so that it is an official business that I can actually email people. I will need to warm up the email, which I'll discuss later, I guess. I don't need to mention that now. But that's it for now. We will start with getting the domain set up. All right, first step is getting the domain. I like to use a site called Namecheap. There's other options like GoDaddy. I personally just find Namecheap to be very user-friendly. I like the layout. I think it looks nice. So that's what I go with. So if you've never used this before, you just create a login. I already have my account, Johnny Kenhammer. So we'll go to my dashboard, and you can see here a list of the domains that I already have. So I already have johnnykenhammer.com. That's the domain for my website. That's the email address that I use for sending out emails to clients. And so this is where a list of all the domains that you're going to get are. So what we're going to do is we want to create a new domain. The one that I came up with for this new business is yourleadsautomated.com. If you search for this, it'll show you what is available. Typically, you want a .com for a business so that it seems more official. You can see here, it's $10.98 for the year, so it's not super expensive. You don't have to do a lot after that. So it has yourleadsautomated.com. That's what I want. So if you have an idea for a business name, you can talk with ChatGPT, get some ideas for great names if that's helpful, and then try to get a .com if you can. So the total is $11.18. This is going to be good for the entire year. I can have it auto renew. Let's see if I have any coupons available. But very easy to set up. This is what we're going to use for our website. This is what we're going to use for our email signature. That'll be the next step, is we'll set it up through Google, and we'll get an LLC after that. All right, we didn't have any discounts through Honey, but we have everything we need. We got the domain registered for $10.98. We got some tax on there. We don't need to worry about web hosting right now. We'll do all this later. All we need right now is the domain. So confirm, and then we will fill out our payment details. And then we have a domain that we can start using to build a website We can start sending emails. So this is a great first step. Once we get the LLC, we are officially a business. We are up and running. All right, we've purchased it. Super easy. Put my address in there. Block that out. I got my credit card. Cost me $11. And now I have an official domain so we can build a website in the future. All right, now that we have the domain, let's get the Gmail set up. So we're going to go to workspace.google.com. We're going to hit get started. We're going to create a new account. This allows us to create a custom email like johnny@yourleadsautomated.com. So we'll get there. It's just me. Business name is Your Leads Automated. My region is not Vietnam. I want to be in the US. Yeah, once you sign up, that's fine. My first name is John. I'll give him my last name. What is my current email address? Sure, that sounds good. I have an existing domain. That's what we just did on Namecheap, so we'll use this. So our domain is yourleadsautomated.com. So next, won't be affected. Username, we'll say johnny@yourleadsautomated.com. I'll type in my password. All right, so Google Workspace does cost $8.40 per month. That gives you plenty of space to save documents, save files. It gets your email address. So for $8.40 a month, you get 30 gigs. You get Gemini Assistant, I guess, and you can do video meetings. So Google Meet, which is great. So we're just going to do that. We can start a free trial for 14 days just to make sure this is a business we want to do and that Google Workspace is going to work for us. So let's get that started now. We don't need to do an additional user, so we're just going to skip this. Get started. Home Namecheap is our host. Continue. Now we need to set up Gmail and connect it to the domain. So I'm going to walk through how to do that. We're going to do that through Namecheap. We're going to go into the DNS section and post all this information there. So we're in Namecheap now. We have our domain, yourleadsautomated.com. We're going to go to manage. We're going to go to the advanced DNS section. And we're going to add a new record. So we're going to add a TXT record first. So we go back to Namecheap, come down here to a record. You hit that. We'll go to TXT. Host is default, so that's @ and then we paste this value and hit the check mark. We're using this TXT. We copied this value and we just set it to low possible number. Next, we need to add a CNAME record. So this is the host. So we'll copy this, go back to Namecheap. We'll add a CNAME record. Host is what we pasted there. And then we'll grab this target, which is this value. And then we will hit automatic for the TTL. We don't need to hit the lowest value, just hit automatic. All right, so we got that part done. All right, so we have that part done. We come here, we hit this check mark saying that we confirm that we updated the code on the domain host, which is Namecheap. Now it's going to get the domain ready and it's going to confirm that it's all set up. All right, now we'll be able to start sending emails with this yourleadsautomated.com. Let's hit continue. We want just johnny@yourleads.com. That's great. That's all we need for now. You can add more users if you have more people in your business. Now we will have to set up the MX record for our domain. Delete any pre-existing MX code associated with your domain and replace it with this current one. So we're going to hit this. We're going to copy this value. We're going to go back to Namecheap. Okay, now we need to set up the MX record. So we're going to come down here. We're still in this advanced DNS. We're going to come down to mail setting. We're going to add a custom MX. You'll see this down here, MX record. Our value is, Our value is this smtpgoogle.com. We'll copy that over. Our priority is 1, as we can see here. And our host is default, so that's the @ symbol. And we keep that as automatic. Save all changes. Now we come back here. We set that we hit confirm that we did this. Now it's getting our domain ready. All right, the domain is set up. Let's go to Google now. We will set up a new tab. So we'll go new window. We will add another account. So we're going to use Johnny at yourleadsautomated.com. They'll have me enter my password. I understand. Welcome. Okay. Yes, I do want a new profile. So now my new profile will show up under here. So you can see johnleadsautomated.com. We don't need to sync anything. I'll do green. Sounds good. Done. All right. So now we have our Gmail. We do want to warm it up a little bit. We're not going to want to just start sending out cold emails or anything like that. So for the first couple days, I just want to send emails back and forth to my personal email, maybe a friend's email with some actual content. So let's get this all done. Turn off smart features. I don't care about that. Next, smart features. I don't care about smart features. This is all stuff I don't use. Maybe I will in the future. This is just to get the stuff set up now. So reload. We now have our inbox. So let's craft an email. We'll go to Johnny at johnnykendhammer.com. Hey, I just set up my email. Hey, buddy, I am just warming up this email. Can you confirm you've received it? So I want to send out an email to an actual email address. I want there to be some content. If you leave the subject blank and you leave the texting blank, Google's going to flag it as probably spam. So we want to make sure we are sending legit emails back and forth, getting this warmed up a little bit. It looks like it was sent to spam. So the email address is not warmed up yet. We're going to have to just continue to message back and forth. Google's flagging this because it was just set up. We'll say it looks safe, and we'll reply. Hey, Johnny. Good to hear from you, bro. All right, so let's see if we can receive emails now. All right, looks like before we can start receiving emails, we have to start the setup. So let's do this now. All right, Gmail is activated. That was easy. Okay, we'll set up the email signature another time. Create an appointment bookings page we won't do. And we're not going to add more users. So let's see if we can just get out of this. All right, so we're out of that. And we can see that we did receive an email. So it came from Johnny Kendhammer. Perfect. Email is able to receive. Let's warm it up a little bit more. We'll just send another message. Maybe it won't go to spam this time since I said it looks safe. Yeah, I'm excited. I just started my new business. Let's effing go. Tom Brady style. All right, we'll check this to see if we got that. And now it's not going to spam because we said it looks safe. We will. So we have a few threads going. Let's see what happens if I send it to another email address. We want to just warm this up as much as possible. So we'll send it to my other personal email address. Hey, Johnny, I just got an email address. Super excited to connect with you and start emailing, brother. Hopefully spell check doesn't matter. We'll send this out. Let's see if my personal email address sends that to spam or not, or if it's now warmed up a little bit. Got a Gmail. All right, it's not in spam. Where did it go? All right, so this one did not go to spam. So it looks like Google's starting to recognize this as a legit email address. We're going to continue to do this for a few days. If you can message your friends, maybe just let them know you started a business. Maybe that'll help warm it up a little bit, show them that you're excited, that you're ready to go. So far we got the domain, and now we're able to send out email addresses. So we technically don't even need a website. We could still contact people. We could still get leads. We could still get them on phone calls. But to be completely official, let's get the LLC now, and then you'll have an official business. All right, for this step, we're going to set up the LLC. For me personally, I've been using Northwest Registered Agent. There's plenty of options out there. This is just what works for me. So I'm going to set it up through there as I've used it multiple times in the past already. All right, so you click login. Now we're going to create a new account. This is my LLC for Johnny Ken Hammer LLC, but this is a brand new business. I want a brand new LLC. So create an account. First name, Johnny Ken Hammer, John Ken Hammer. I'm going to put my email address as the business address or the Gmail that we just started. So Johnny at yourleadsautomated.com. Create a password. Of course, they're going to make it difficult. I highly recommend when you are setting up accounts that you start a Google spreadsheet, just listing out any passwords that you ever have, DBA, like your LLC, your domain, your phone service, all that stuff. We're going to get that set up eventually, but we're going to want to keep track of all this in a spreadsheet so it's easy to remember. We don't have to ever reset a bunch of stuff. And a lot of these passwords, they make you add certain characters and you might forget it. So keep that in mind. For this one, we're gonna create it like this, and then we're gonna save it. I'm not a robot. Create account. Okay, we created the account. This is the home page. It says what services you have active, any active orders, and your business. So let's add our first business. I just claim Wisconsin. I'm remote, but that's where my permanent address is. We want a limited liability corporation, an LLC. My business name is, I'm going to do Your Leads Automated LLC. Actually, I don't think we need that. It's got the suffix LLC, so we'll just do Your Leads Automated. Continue. Add account. Continue. All right, we added our business, but now we need to get the LLC officially. So we want to go to Active Services. We need to actually get the LLC and start the business. So we'll go to Business Formation. It's going to cost $169, price of just starting a business, but this does include their fee. And you do get 1 full year of having a registered agent. So they'll take care of mail and everything. So we want to add that to the cart. We don't need to do a domain name. We set that up already. We don't need to do email service. We set that up already. We don't need to do website hosting. We will do that another time. The EIN, I will show you how to do that. You can do that for free. You do not need to pay somebody to get that done. But let's go to review the cart. We're checking out. We don't want the renewal service. We're not going to worry about that. And our payment method. Let's add the payment method. Add a card. All right, we got the card info added. Let's place the order. Verify contact info. Save. Place order again. All right, we'll just review the details real quick. Company name is Your Leads Automated LLC. The registered agent is Northwest Registered Agent. Here's the order summary. Finalize your order. All right, let's update these members and stuff like that just to make sure everything's done. It's member managed by me. Use our address. I don't want to give out my personal address, so I'll use theirs. Same with the company principal address, company mailing address, that's fine. And then the registered agent is Northwest Registered Agent, and all that is good. So let's save that. Company purpose. Capture business leads. All right, save. Looks good. They do offer you to fast track it to get the LLC immediately. This would be beneficial if you need to get a bank account right away or a credit card. Typically, this is pretty fast. I think it should be, it says guaranteed by May 7th. Typically, it's even sooner than that. So I'm not going to do that at all. We'll just do the recommended. Here, they want you to pay $50 for an EIN tax ID. I'm going to show you how to do that for free now. I guess that'll be also part of this video. Yeah, you don't need to pay for this stuff. So I think we are good on that. No thanks. Submit the order. All right, our LLC is on the way. That takes care of the LLC, the domain, and the Gmail. We'll get the EIN real quick. And now we have an official business. We have an email that's warmed up. We can start to generate leads immediately. Next step we'll do is we'll have an official website. I'll show you how to make that with AI, very easy, and we'll hit the ground running. So this is the very first day. Very good progress. We have a business set up, everything that we need. Hopefully this just shows you what is possible, that it's not a lot of work. You don't need to pay somebody to set this all up for you. I know there's people out there that will claim that they'll do all this stuff for a couple $100. It took us literally less than an hour, and we're officially up and running. All right, so Northwest registered agent sent us a document saying our LLC is now official, so I can go and view those documents. I have them here. I downloaded the initial resolution, the operating agreement, and the formation document. I'm going to save these into my Google Drive. So I will create a folder just called business documents. This is where I put all the tax documents, anything. So my EIN I'll also put there as well. Business docs. Did I spell business right? I don't know. So I will add those to here. I got my initial resolution. I got my free basic operating agreement, and I got my formatted formation document for the LLC. So I'll add those here so I don't have to go into Northwest registered agent again. Now let's see if we can do the EIN. So we'll look up Federal Employer Identification Number, apply for an EIN, begin application now. It is an LLC. How many members? Just one. We are in Wisconsin. Started a new business. Continue. We'll put my social security number. I will block this out. Okay, good. I don't have to. First name, middle initial R. I am the owner. Continue. All right, we will put my permanent address. No, continue. Legal name is Your Leads Automated. Doing business as, we're just doing that. State, county, it's in La Crosse County in Wisconsin. Articles of organization are there. Start date was today. So I'm just put 2026. No, we don't involve gambling. No, we don't need a Form 720. No, we're not selling alcohol. Do we have to expect any employees to receive W-2s? No. Continue. We are in other, I guess. We will say service. Primary service. Lead generation. Continue. Receive letter digitally. All right, our EIN has been assigned. So we did that completely for free. You don't need to pay 50 bucks. It literally took us, what, 5 minutes? We'll download this EIN confirmation and we'll add it to our Google Drive so that we have all the business docs in one spot. Where is it? There we go. All right, so now we got our EIN. We are all set up. We are good to go. That is day one setup. I will update you as I continue to put effort into the business. I do have other things going on, so it might not be all steam ahead or whatever, but good start for the day. Hopefully this helps you guys kind of see what could be possible for you. It's very easy to just set up a business. It costs us maybe what, 200 bucks. And now we can start getting clients. We can start making money immediately. So hopefully that's helpful. We'll see you next time. Peace.